Oh boy, it's Chris Cashman getting ready for the perfect evening. With this weather, I can't decide between sunglasses or my exclusive Mariners Kingdom fanny pack hat. You know about these? I'll tell you all about it at Happy Hour with a View tonight on Evening.
I'm St. Brian in New York City, hoping to find out how Better Call Saul's Bob Odenkirk became America's newest action hero.
And I'm Jose Cedeno coming to you from Portland, Oregon. I'm checking out a festival that is highlighting Northwest filmmakers.
And the paranormal true crime story from one of Washington's most beautiful lakes.
And welcome to Evening from the world-famous Space Needle, more than 500 feet above the city. You know, she's been the gem of the Emerald City since 1962, but maybe you didn't realize there's an experience taking Happy Hour to new heights.
So one of the best views for Happy Hour in town is here at the Space Needle. But what a lot of people don't understand is their options up here at the top. Right away, we're sitting here at Tip Top Cafe, where you can get a savory or a sweet pie, and you can pair it with a pint of your choosing, a cider, or even a non-alcoholic drink. A lot of people during Happy Hour, they want a coffee. They want to continue on into the night, and so that's one option. And then of course downstairs we have our Loop Lounge area. So the Loop here at the Space Needle is the world's only rotating glass floor. And when you think about, we had a huge renovation in 2018, and a lot of our locals haven't even experienced the Loop. And then we also have Sunset Bar. And at Sunset Bar, you can grab a cocktail and enjoy the view.
Maker's Mark, private label, just for the Space Needle.
Sunset is the most popular. In fact, something was really magical about seeing the sunset over the mountains and then seeing the lights click on downtown.
Take advantage of those deals. You know, reservations are required for the Loop Lounge. You can take care of that online. And general admission for the Space Needle starts at $49. All right, our own Jose is standing by to take us on a fun joyride in the beautiful forests of the Olympic Peninsula, where Olympus Rally is celebrating 40 years of racing.
In the forests of the Olympic Peninsula, this weekend you will hear a particular sound. No, not this one, but this one. And that's because the legendary Olympus Rally is back. This time around, bigger and better than before, with 3 days of action, a 200 staged miles, and pure adrenaline.
80, left 4 minus.
But this event is more than a race. It's a Northwest tradition that has lasted more than 4 decades.
Washington is extremely lucky. This was a round of the World Rally Championship way back in 1986. It's got a lot of historic value to it.
And we have it right here in little old Shelton, Washington. Blasting through the woods as fast as you can go, 100 miles an hour down a logging road. Keeps you pumped up for a while.
You get to go behind the scenes and meet some of the best drivers in the world.
Being able to drive an hour and a half down from Seattle and be able to see this, it's like nothing else.
Like extreme sports icon, Travis Pastrana.
This is the mecca of rally in the U.S. A lot of good roads that we can get access to. Super technical, then you got super fast, you got some really narrow areas, then you got some open logging roads, and it just got everything. Really challenges the driver.
Over the years, I had the chance to cover this event many times, so much that I became a fan. And I even signed up for classes to learn how to drive.
All right, man, well, let's try it out.
And let me tell you, I love every minute of it. So whether you want to enjoy an extreme event, have fun in the outdoors of the Northwest, or connect with the sports culture, remember, there's a forest waiting for you.
Thank you, Jose. You know, Olympus Rally is a free event for spectators happening just outside of Shelton, April 17th through the 19th. You know, a story we did here on Evening back in 1997 inspired a documentary. It's a story about the murder of Hallie Illingworth, whose body emerged from the waters of Lake Crescent, strangely preserved, as if she and the lake wanted to make sure her killer was caught. That story is a local legend and now a true crime documentary, The Lady of the Lake.
Lake Crescent has a reputation for not giving up its dead. Serial killer Israel Keyes confessed to dumping bodies here in the early 2000s.
Bodies go into this lake and don't come out historically.
But back in 1940, this lake did give up a body, and it inspired one of the most enduring ghost stories on the Olympic Peninsula. It also inspired director Ryan Grulick to make a documentary called The Lady of the Lake.
I was told about hauntings that were taking place around Lake Crescent. While exploring those hauntings, I learned about the case of Hallie Illingworth, the Lady of the Lake. And from there, I started to dig. And what we found was really wild. Hallie Illingworth was unceremoniously dropped into the lake by her husband, Monty Illingworth. Now, when this lake gives up a dead body, which is very rarely, it's sort of a thing to behold. When Hallie's body surfaced, her corpse had saponified or turned to wax or a soap-like texture.
Even though she went missing 3 years earlier, the deep waters of the lake preserved her body so well, authorities were able to convict Hallie's husband of the murder. Hallie got justice, and a local legend was born.
We began to talk to locals about their experiences around Lake Crescent and quickly found that this is the stuff of campfire stories. This story is told in the public schools by people who carry the torch for the story around Halloween. You know, be careful of the Lady of the Lake, you know, she'll drag you down into the lake.
The Lady of the Lake is more than a ghost story. It's a story about how this popular destination hides some powerful mysteries in these waters, even though this one was solved.
As we finished making this film, it became very obvious to me that what we were doing was giving Hallie Illingworth a voice in death that she was denied in life. And I encourage people to come and try to find her for yourself.
You can watch Lady of the Lake on Amazon, or of course you can visit Lake Crescent anytime and meet her for yourself, but be careful, the water's deep. All right, Mariners fans, I don't have to tell you, the excitement is building. 50 seasons, merch madness is underway. You got it? You got the right fit? How about this one? Don't attempt to adjust your television set. You've never seen a Kingdom fanny pack hat. This is an exclusive for the first 10,000 fans, April 17th against the Rangers. You want it, you gotta earn it. Here's what's coming up.
Record Store Day is back this weekend, and we have a sneak peek at some of the new releases. And Jose heads to a film festival that's highlighting filmmakers from the Northwest.
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Evening is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
And welcome back to Evening from the world-famous Space Needle. It's been here since 1962. Did you know? It's owned by a family. Now you do. Music lovers, Record Store Day is here. It's back this weekend. If you're a collector of vinyl, if you love records that still crackle a little bit, this is your weekend. Exclusive releases, super long lines. St. Brian is standing by with some of the new releases.
Hey, first launched in 2008, Record Store Day has grown into a worldwide event, a global celebration of independent record stores like High Voltage here in Tacoma.
New singles from Olivia Dean and Taylor Swift, acoustic versions of The Cure's greatest hits, a live album Brandi Carlile recorded at Easy Street Records.
This is going to be kind of a must for any of her Northwest fans.
Just some of the treasures that will have shoppers lining up outside at 7 a.m. Saturday.
I'm expecting a huge line, probably multiple blocks long. Every year it just seems to get bigger and bigger.
The vinyl resurgence is in full bloom. Remember picture discs? Peter Gabriel's bringing them back.
This one's fun because it's called a zoetrope, because as the images spin while it's playing, it's going to give it a different, unique look, which is fun to look at while you're listening to a great song.
Bruno Mars is this year's Record Store Day ambassador.
I like collecting vinyl because nothing's better than sitting down on your couch, putting the record on and just listening to music like that.
Some stores will offer Rolling Stone's mini turntables with 6 3-inch singles. At High Voltage, they've stocked up on live albums from Ween, the Ramones, and the late Jeff Buckley.
I've listened to this on CD before, but to have it come out on record's gonna be really cool.
You'll find collections from John Coltrane, Camp, and Talking Heads.
This is the CBS Columbia demo, so this is kind of before they had really made it big.
Record Store Day, a celebration that keeps spinning long after the needle drops.
Thank you, Saint. Record Store Day is this Saturday. High Voltage is going to be opening at 7 a.m. All right, next we are heading south to Oregon for the Portland Panorama Film Festival, where we're highlighting some Northwest filmmakers.
They say keep Portland weird. I say keep it unique. And unique is the event that I came to check out.
Right behind me is Cinema 21. That's where most of the films of this festival are being shown. Some of them are doing the world premiere right here.
On their opening night, they were showcasing a movie by Hernan Jimenez, a filmmaker living in British Columbia and born in Costa Rica.
The film is called Abril, and it's a film about motherhood. A single mother whose teenage daughter announces out of the blue that she's moving out, that she wants to be independent and wants nothing to do with her.
Estoy harta de vos.
Muy feo eso que le dijiste, mi amor. I have a very special relationship with the Pacific Northwest. There was something extra special about sharing it with an audience here in Portland tonight.
A lot of the decisions that we make and the way that we structure the festival is based with the filmmaker experience in mind. We're not as industry-based, so there's just a little more freedom to be creative. It's our goal to help showcase some of those films you wouldn't otherwise be able to see. This is just year 2. Everything's doubling this year, from our number of submissions to attendance. Everything's really growing.
This is a really great launching festival. We are showcasing films that were made here with crew and talent and directors. Portland Panorama is a festival made for artists by artists. It's really about independent films.
You get trapped in certain patterns and expectations, and pretty soon you forget.
This festival has plenty to offer, with many unique categories that highlight the Northwest.
I have a short film playing in the Northwest Shorts Block 2. It's called There's a Devil Inside Me. The power of Christ compels you. Is about this Latina teen. She's going through her Catholic confirmation process, and she's a little bit devilish.
Teresa, can you please follow along?
Northwest filmmakers, there's a diverse variety of us. We're interested in all sorts of filmmaking styles. Our voices are incredibly unique. I'm so excited by the community here and the films that are coming out of here. They're bold and interesting and dynamic and nuanced.
Welcome to Paradise. How can I help you?
But it's more than films. It's about the art community.
Today, the whole point is to connect filmmakers tonight. It's a happy hour.
The sky's the limit. I see this panorama going for the next 30, 40 years, just expanding and becoming a world-class film festival like we know we can be.
What a great way to check out some local filmmakers and sales tax free in Portland. The Portland Panorama Film Festival is underway and runs through Sunday, April 19th. Still to come.
There's a lot of really unique stories here.
Where you can find the largest vintage shopping experience in Seattle. And the new film starring Better Call Saul's Bob Odenkirk is anything but normal.
Welcome back to Evening from the world-famous Space Needle. We are in the Loop, the world's only revolving glass floor. Quite a view. Test your sea legs, folks. All right, preview time now. Talking about a small town with a big secret and a sheriff who lost his way. In the new movie from Better Call Saul's Bob Odenkirk, Normal, well, it's anything but normal. You'll see. St. Brian caught up with the star in New York.
Why are you here?
I used to be a regular sheriff. I walked through life with my head held high.
Bob, you play a sheriff who's kind of stopped trusting his instincts, but it doesn't seem to me like you've made a wrong move in ages. So how do you relate to a guy like this?
Well, you don't know what I'm recording an album right now. That might be a big wrong move.
Bob Odenkirk plays an interim sheriff in Normal, Minnesota, just keeping the badge warm after the last sheriff's death. At first, the job is simple, until a bank robbery pulls back the curtain on a town with a big secret.
Keep
your hands so I can see them.
Writer Derek Kolstad created the John Wick franchise.
Derek, you have sort of reinvented the action hero in your movies, but I don't think you're doing Bob any favors because he keeps getting the crap beat out of him.
We love those characters who, they're not exactly the best at what they do. We beat the crap out of him, but he's gonna win.
It's fun to get your character, to get him beaten down, because that's sort of when character reveals itself.
From classic westerns to modern action films, Normal found inspiration everywhere.
Derek, did you guys talk about movies with like lone heroes that are standing up for justice against the world?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about High Noon, Bad Day at Black Rock, and then when we got to the surreal aspects of the story, Hot Fuzz and Stepford Wives. And the comps are all over the place.
My comp was High Plains Drifter.
Yeah, with Clint Eastwood, yeah.
Yeah, the Clint Eastwood movie. If you see the movie Normal, you'll see other films seeping through it.
It's a violent film with fight scenes both choreographed and, like a comedy skit, open to improvisation.
What is the vibe like during these fight scenes?
It doesn't matter how violent it looks like on screen. When the director says cut, everyone gets up, laughs, shakes the dust off, goes, "Can I see that?" Oh my God, I can't believe we did that. That was perfect. You took that punch great. Oh yeah, it's ridiculously fun. Nothing to see here.
Thank you, Saint. Normal is rated R and opens this Friday. Saint says it is a raucous roller coaster of a ride. Check it out. All right, a little closer to home, it's shopping season. A fun Sunday market returns. It's fun, it's funky, and it's been going on for more than 3 decades.
We like to say it's for a lot of people, it's their form of church. We're very different than most markets, but we really embrace that. My name is Ryan Ryder. I am the Managing Director for Northwest Marketplaces, organizers of the Fremont Sunday Market. This market's pretty simple. It got started as a kind of a community experiment through my parents, who started it in 1990 as their kind of ode to a European-style street market. We really reference this as more than a farmer's market or a flea market. It's a little bit of everything. We have a place called the Hypermarket, which is inside the garage, and that's pretty much strictly just oddities, collectibles, hard to find clothing, and a lot of characters too.
I've been selling in this same spot for 21 years now. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Appreciate your business. People love to dig through stuff and find little stuff every Sunday. I mean, my eyes are open 4 a.m. no matter what to get down here, you know, and I spend my weeks getting fresh stuff ready and priced. I do so much laundry, it's not even funny. It's a little overwhelming sometimes, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Order number 49.
We have probably one of the largest curbside brunch offerings in town.
Abby?
We have about 15 different unique hot food items. So we have Theo's Gyros, Odang in a cup. They do like stir-fry Asian cuisine. We've got Kotu, which is Sri Lankan cuisine. A guy by the name of Sid who did a lot of pop-ups.
How's your weekend going? Kutu in Sri Lanka, it's a late night dish with like curries and bread and vegetables. It's all chopped up together. I'm kind of a big food guy, and I'm very lucky that these are all my coworkers and all my friends, and I get to trade food with everyone, so I get to try a little bit of everything.
Anyone coming here, it's easy to see, you know, just booths, but there's a lot of really unique stories here of how people arrived, how they got here. It's one thing to just go and buy something, but you're actually going to meet most of the people that are behind the business. There's a lot of things that are changed about Seattle, and we understand that, but we're really happy that this is something that people can depend on and just be a bright spot in their weekend.
Talk about a test of endurance. The Fremont Sunday Market is open every Sunday, year-round, rain or shine, 10 to 4.
Evening is sponsored by FRS Clipper.
And welcome back to Evening from the Space Needle, Seattle's pointiest attraction. Wonderful views. In fact, I can see the route I took across the Sailor Sea to Victoria, British Columbia. Want to go? Here's how you win a luxurious overnight getaway for 2 in Victoria, BC. Travel in comfort and class aboard FRS Clipper, the Fast Ferry, and you'll stay at the iconic and historic Fremont Empress. All you have to do is vote for anyone in the Best Boat Tour category in evening's Best Northwest Escapes. Go to king5.com/escapes for your chance to win an international getaway that's right in your own backyard. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight. My thanks to the Space Needle for playing host. I have a hard time with goodbye, so I'll let Mill Creek Elementary do it.